This festive, we asked Namibians to assess 2021 and share their views on how the year went down. I asked them to share how they believe we can fix this country.
We can fix this country by the government investing in the people and their ideas, because there's a lot of amazing ideas that people have with solutions. And rather than allowing, foreign oil companies to come in and drill for oil and destroy our environment, our government should look at small-scale projects that are there to empower communities, and that are there to benefit our environment and to benefit, the future generations and to benefit our wildlife. And I think that's how we're going to fix the country, is by focusing on, like the grassroots, the communal projects, and investing in that. I think that, and that's also, that's my message for Namibians, is like looking at solutions that have at the core of it as well, because we are in, a time of crisis. There is like global climate change happening, and it is not slowing down. Things are getting worse. The climate is changing, and this affects all of us. That's, there's a huge disconnect from our lawmakers, where I think they believe if they have enough money that these issues will not affect them or their children, but they will directly affect everyone, regardless of the class or race, or country where you are. It will be affecting all of us. And I think, especially Namibia is very susceptible to climate change, and we're a vulnerable country in that regard. And I think it's really important as Namibians that we support each other, in these concepts and these projects and, these ideas, to bring them into life, and always having at the core of it the well-being of nature and of our people. Because without nature, and without the environment, there is no us. Without clean water, we have no possibility to survive. Without food production, we have no possibility to survive. And the more local we can become, and the more self-sustainable we can become, the less we are dependent, upon, and this is what COVID has shown, the dependency upon food being imported from other places, when all of a sudden there is no travel happening. Or when in another place, all of a sudden there's floods and fires and there's no production of the food. So I think that's my message. It's like to really, there is an urgency to it. There's an urgency to invest in, these local projects. There's an urgency to listen to the knowledge, of people who know about these ancient ways. The modern ways are not always the answer to the solutions, to these questions that we have, or the solutions that we seek. So we need to start listening to the people in the villages and the solutions that they have to the climate and to the things that are happening in nature. And we need to legalize cannabis, because we need to minimize harm. And we need to start dealing with the trauma that causes addiction. And we need to utilize cannabis and hemp to create industries and to sequester carbon, and to use as an alternative to plastics and to all these other things, to paper, rather than cutting down trees that take hundreds of years to grow. So, yeah.
I asked them to share who their heroes were.
My heroes for the year. I think everybody that was resilient, the children who lost their parents, some of us included. I think resilience, everybody that, and also Christine Boma and Beatrice Musilingi, who just came to bring in a bit of hope, like a sense of hope for the country, at least on an international platform. I think Peter Shalulile and Dion Hotto also, those are my heroes. But all in all, I'll say I was my own hero. Yeah, no, I was.
Finally, I asked them to give a shout out to the nation.
I wish everyone a blessed festive season. Let's try and, buy less and only buy what we need to reduce the consumption, because everything comes from something, from a resource. And all of that is pretty destructive, all the plastic, all the crap that we seem to be buying, especially in the festive season. And all the littering that's happening, all the plastic going into the ocean, etc. Let's become a bit more conscious of our actions and what we're doing and how that is affecting, our environment, each other, and essentially the future of our children, because it is them who will be suffering the most if we continue on this trajectory that we are on now.
And with that, it's a wrap. Happy holidays, everybody.